No, turn him off, turn him off. He's trying to right himself. Anyways. He's trying to right himself. It's all fine.
It's all controlled.
The situation's under control.
Yeah, don't worry about it, don't worry about it.
What does this series become? Thanks to Amaran for sponsoring this video. So we're gonna do 3 claps. I knew somebody was gonna botch it. Evan and Katelyn.
Hi.
Right?
Hi.
What's this big clock for? Why is it counting up?
Well, it's a clock.
That's generally how they work.
That's not what time it is.
No, it's wrong, but we don't use it for the time. We use it because we do a lot of resin stuff, and with resin, you have tight working times. So we might have 15 minutes to like work with some resin before it starts curing, and we need to know, has it been 15 minutes? How close are we?
So you just start counting at whatever point it was rather than start at 0?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a remote that's hidden in the pile of stuff back there, so we could start a timer, but we don't.
Right.
Also, often during this, our hands are also covered in resin,
Right.
and so touching things is, I mean, we touch the camera, but, you know, not the remote. Wouldn't want to get resin on the remote.
Is that the intro?
Starting with the clock, the really interesting stuff.
Audrey Tomaso's here, by the way, everybody. He's on the FX30, 10 to 20. So we are in one of many sets.
Yep.
Yes,
What do you call this one?
This is the garage.
the garage.
The garage.
Because it's a garage, if you look up.
Well, don't ruin it. You gotta
Oh,
keep
they know.
They know.
We film in a style where there is no secret about the fact that we're in a garage or that we're filming. Like, we don't try to hide lights and rigging and stuff.
Well, also because we do DIY projects here, we kind of blast light from all directions. I don't know if you noticed, because we might be filming from any different camera angle. There is no one camera angle. Usually one of us is working on the project and the other one of us is doing the handheld behind the scenes, filming what's going on.
Just like that.
Just like that.
That's some good zooming.
I do a lot of zoom in.
And you do an overhand zoom approach.
How do most people do it? Like this?
I think an underhand zoom, yeah.
Oh.
But you do have
That
a
feels-
quick release plate in the way, so.
Yeah.
If you look over here, this
Jeez, Louise.
this is for when we live stream out here. We
This
put our
monitor is
computer-
almost as useful as that clock.
We have our computer here, and if you notice,
It's
There's
not
no
here.
computer there.
oh, it rolls back and forth. We have one computer that does both of our live streaming setups. You'll see it in the other room. You're crazy. That's why all these cables are routed everywhere from here, and then just so we don't trip on them, I kind of hung them
Smart.
up.
Do we get points for that?
Okay, let's not jump the gun here.
I'm sorry.
What are we shooting on right here? Because my
270.
audience is a bunch of camera nerds.
Oh, weirdo.
I'm one of them. To be honest, I've watched a lot of your videos.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I've watched like 5 or 6.
we really want to optimize for ease of production.
Sure.
We don't want to have any barriers to making the videos that we want. And since we're filming them, that adds a lot of extra time on top of the making and DIY that we do. So the C70 is recording not in log, not in any fancy finagled things.
Exposing us.
It's just shooting like whatever you're seeing on that monitor, that's what you get.
21 millimeter focal length, 15 to 35, is it that one?
35, yeah.
C70 is a crop camera though, right?
It's 35, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the 21 would be closer to like a 32 mil equivalent. C70 is a great camera. And
Love
this focal length for that lens is great.
AVX,
Does that run to lav mics to use or?
lav mics
Yeah.
right here.
Oh, right here, okay.
These are our
Actually,
usuals.
I'm number 2.
I'm number 1.
ME2s?
ME2s, nice and reliable. We used to try to like record backup audio on these with like shotguns and stuff, but to be honest, we've never had the AVXs fail on us.
AVX is a fantastic system. Katelyn, you're on an ME2, so the audio should sound roughly the same. And then you and I are on MKE2s because I just brought my regular kit. And then we had to put a third person in there.
Oh, sorry, guys.
But even though we're using my mic setup, it should be, I would say, sound pretty similar if you guys are generally lav users.
We also have a decent amount of audio recorded when we have these giant space helmets on with a fan running. Do the base coat of resin on part of this because my worry is that this won't adhere.
Okay, yeah, this is getting really messy. These are our helmets for resin. So you can hear us, okay.
Normally there's a fan running.
Yeah.
So you got 3 cameras sitting over here. Is this where you normally have them sitting, or are you just trying to like flex on us a little bit? You know?
No, we either have them here or they're on the table saw over there.
There's at least one on the table ready to grab at one point.
And usually I'm doing more of the handheld B-roll than Evan, and this is my side. So I like having at least a couple nearby. This one,
So you've
we
got
don't use
an
as much.
R7, an R6 Mark II, and then original EOS R?
Yes.
Yeah. Oftentimes what we're doing can't be replicated. You know, we're filming something that's happening in real time.
Sure.
So that sometimes we'll have the main C70 on, we'll have the GH5 recording top down, we'll have
Handheld. We'll have a macro setup.
and we'll have a time lapse.
Are these all studio lights, or is there like shop lighting too? That's
None.
all studio lights?
All studio
Oh yeah,
lights.
it is quite high key.
And the window behind us is fake.
Yeah, confession, everyone.
Do you have like a spotlight somewhere? Oh, I see it over there.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Look right down the barrel of that one.
Yeah, we have a spotlight with a gobo, and we have just some like colored lights to add a little bit of flair. And
That's
we can
nice. It's got like a soft,
change them
pastel-y
around.
kind of like
Yeah.
pleasing. It looks good.
A lot of aperture, a lot of amaran, and
I'd likely put this at the beginning of the video, some sort of little like cut-in thing, whatever, but Amaran sponsors these studio tours. So anytime that I maybe give it a little extra love to an Amaran light or whatever, just be aware that this video is sponsored by Amaran. And you've got a Verge Max up there, which is one of Amaran's newest lights. And this is actually kind of an interesting application for it. I was expecting to see it more in your streamery kind of situations.
we have one there too.
Okay. And you got a tube light right up here too?
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have a lot of lights.
We have a lot of
Yeah, a
lights.
We have a wide variety. we
Again,
just
it's
keep
like-
adding more.
It's like
Anytime we see a shadow, we snuff it out.
Yeah.
when you're working on something here, you don't know what angle you're going to be filming it at.
Or like what
Does that
angle
make
you're
sense?
going to be casting shadows.
That's fair.
You know?
So we just
So-
want it to be.
It's true from
Lit
like
from all
from my
angles.
eyes, like this bench is well lit. If I needed to work on it,
Yes.
and I guess that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Is you have to do both.
Yes. We have our sound dampening up here. I'm not sure how much it does.
I think that
There's some sound panels here too.
this placement is good. The fact that you have it lowered down a little bit from the ceiling is good. They look like a decent thickness. What's in
Oh,
there?
they
Like
thick.
rock wool or something? Did you make them yourself?
No.
We bought it.
DIY
like we make
DIY
things?
channel and yeah, exactly. No, these are great. The way you place them and everything, they definitely do something. There's no chance they don't.
And then we have green screen back here if we need it. There you go.
Whoa, what's that?
Show me the C70 setup, since this is your primary. Whoa! I just about died.
Oh, yeah.
Bonus points, bonus points.
It wasn't on the floor when we started.
What the hell kind of knockoff
We
purple
have a Gerald
cable
on
is it?
purple cable there.
That's legit.
You painted that?
We bought that from your store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those connectors don't look familiar to me at all.
No, that's yours.
I appreciate the effort. The paintbrush still had purple on it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was gonna say let's follow the cables, and then I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's not. One obviously goes to TV, so you can
Yes.
see yourself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
One is for live streaming.
Yes.
And is that one also duplicated, or the fact that you have a computer, it goes into a computer, and then
Yes.
OBS allows you to monitor,
Yes.
and you can probably switch between whatever inputs
Yes.
you want. Okay.
And usually what I do is in OBS, you can have different scenes. So I have a scene which is a monitor of all of the inputs. And I pop that out.
Did you just cut them in like 1080 boxes and put them in like a?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just kind of like spread them around. So
Does does your computer have a PCI capture card in it or something like that?
4x HDMI
Elgato
PCI.
or Magewell or what is it?
We have one Magewell and one Blackmagic. And then we have a geared head right here, just to
that's cool.
do fine adjustments
Actually, that's
and kind of like make
I
it
like
repeated.
that. Is it just on the tilt?
Nope. You can, you can, each of these controls a different thing. You can
Oh, this
fix.
is tickling Gerald's brain,
This is
right?
great. This is really
So
good
if you're
stuff.
like
good.
the shot's a little bit crooked.
It always is, isn't it?
Yeah,
And then you just
always.
need,
You
But now you can quantify it.
that's
Yeah.
right, exactly. I need 2 degrees. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're 2 degrees.
So you can do 2
You say
degrees.
starboard and port.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm sure anybody who's ever used, like, if you use a photo head, as soon as you unlock it, or if you use a ball, and then you're like, okay, I got it. Then you go back in the shot, you're like, now it's wrong the other direction, you know? And so you end up settling
Yeah.
for somewhere in between all the imperfections. This I like.
Welcome to our gaming room. Gamers!
Oh, cool. You made like a slate of your.
Yeah.
Is that the main the garage shot slate?
Yeah. So
cool.
this is reality, but this is what our viewers see right there. This is my computer right here,
Yeah.
and that's Katelyn's computer right there.
Cool.
So when we're playing, what we can do is we have insets right here, so we can switch back and forth between whose gameplay we're showing,
That's cool.
and then we have the big right here.
And then normally we pop out this window
that
and
up.
put it up here on this teleprompter so that like we
Is that the
can.
Elgato
Yep.
prompter or whatever?
Elgato prompter.
That way, if we when we look at ourselves, inevitably it just looks like we're looking at chat.
Yeah.
Could also do fancy Zoom calls if you wanted.
Yeah, we do.
We do. This is where we do our Zoom calls.
Smart. It's also cool that on the preset it switches the key from this slate to alpha mode, where if
Yeah.
I wasn't here, it's just like,
It's just us two
Yeah.
floating in this environment.
and then whatever game.
Yeah, and we can move us around if we want to be up on top of this.
With the power of OBS.
Yes.
I was gonna ask you because I see that you have the other Verge Max back
Yep.
there. Is it this one? Which one is it?
Just do on, right there.
Yeah, so one of the cool things about the Verge Max, which you're obviously using here, is that in a streamer setup, people who have a Stream Deck already, have you played with the Amaran app much? Like, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's right there.
oh yeah, so, thank you. So you can see all your lights here. Very similar if you're using like the phone app version of these
Yeah.
things, but you can do it with your mouse and keyboard. There's presets, you can say your CCT, whatever, but all of this, you can program it like this and then map it to different buttons and have the buttons do different things. You can have them, you could really, if you wanted to, map every single one of these to be like different presets and different,
Yep.
almost to the effect that you would have like some kind of streamer version of like a DMX board. But you've also taken advantage of the fact that you can add your other fixtures as well
Yep.
in the Amaran app, which is when off, I guess, if you don't mind pressing it again.
Yep. Go for it.
You can see that it did, what do you got, like tubes? You
So
got
we
two
have-
lights behind.
Yep. Hair lights.
So in this case, you've got, these are the 60s, right?
Yep.
60DS. So you got two of those, you got 3 tubes,
3 tubes. Yep.
all T4Cs.
Yep.
And then the Verge, and you got it all with like one button.
Yep.
The fact that Amaran is such a focus on content creators means this is a natural direction for them to take. Where Aperture is going to like CRMX and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Amaran's like, yeah, but look, Stream Decks, press buttons while you're already doing your thing,
Yes.
and boom.
It's a little bit far away from us to reach as manual controls, but I do like that the controls are on the front.
It's cool that they have that, yeah. Because I've used them as a product light as well. Because you can actually, it has this like, you probably noticed, it has this like kind of flexible like head thing on it.
Yep.
So you can have it just go like flat over the table,
Yep.
and then for like a product shot, and then you want a knob. Boom.
Boom. It's locked.
I have speakers back there, and so I'll play a little bit of gaming. So you can hear.
That sounded like such a person who's never gamed before in their
I'll
life.
play a little bit of
Hey,
gaming.
cool kids, let's play a little gaming. What microphones are you guys using?
These are cardioid mics, Audio Technica. They are the totally straight off the top of
What am
my
I trying to
memory.
think of? 4510B or whatever? 4501B?
AT405,
1B?
3B. But this cardioid is the 1B-EL.
Right.
Because if you look at I'm sure you've seen the graph. You can probably throw up a graph in the edit. But all of the different pickup patterns of different mics, cardioid is the only one that doesn't pick up audio from behind it.
As opposed to like supercardioid? and stuff like that?
Supercardioid picks up a tight cone
does,
behind
yeah.
it, but cardioid is the only one that is only directionally forward.
So we can have
So
our
it's the most
game
directional.
music playing.
I tried more expensive mics, and it's just sitting on the shelf.
See that's an example
I'm
of
sorry. I'm sorry.
Beyond though just cardioid, there's a diaphragm size. So this is a small diaphragm
Yeah.
cardioid condenser, which is useful because if your more expensive mics were large diaphragm cardioid condensers, then they also have like generally a different sensitivity and sort of like ability to kind of just make the room sound cavernous,
Yeah.
even if you're talking close to them or whatever. These, I would say, they can be instrument mics, they can also be dialogue mics,
Yes.
and they work really good for indoor dialogue. Versus a large cardioid, you want to be in a sound booth almost, do you know what I mean? Like,
That's what I found. We have tried to do a little bit of sound dampening in here.
Yeah, we have a little bit in the
So we
corners.
have these
We
are
thought
bass
this looked
traps.
cute.
I wanted to ask with this, so yeah,
Yeah.
your chandelier thing.
Haven't seen that before.
It's cool. It's smart. It's good use of the space. And you
Sound
managed to make it
dampening
kind of
things.
aesthetically pleasing too,
We tried.
you know?
We tried. Well,
A little symmetry.
it's because we filmed a video on this room, and so we needed to make it look nice. That was the pressure.
It does look nice. What's
Thank
the Rodecaster for?
It manages our 2 mics. It also manages the game audio for my my game and Katelyn's game. So like during dialogue scenes, if the dialogue's playing on both of our computers, sometimes if it's input twice, it gets echoey. So live, I'll adjust it so that only one of our audios is coming through, depending on what the situation is. So I do a lot of live mixing of the audio. So if you look here, the mic goes to a splitter, and the mic signal goes into the Rode, but it also goes into this pre-Sonos interface. And that interface is plugged in via USB-C to each of our computers. So my mic is plugged into my computer, Katelyn's mic is plugged into her computer, so that when we're playing online games that have local proximity chat, I want the people playing with us to be able to hear just my mic or just Katelyn's mic, depending on who they're close to.
There's a lot of like very particular, peculiar problems that I think most people would probably just be like, that's just the way it works. But you, much to a similar thing that I would do, and so I kind of, camaraderie and respect it is like, I'm like, no, but there's probably got to be some kind of way I could make this specific thing work. This is cool how much granular control you have over everything.
I just want to show you a special feature. Wait, look away.
This is how Evan does surprises. He says, don't look.
This is our craft streaming room where we do live streams.
Of
So
crafts.
this is the computer that I was talking about down here. It's on a cart, and I roll this out into the garage.
Oh, cool.
When we want to do streams out there, and I just swap out all of the inputs. I actually,
Custom PC, I presume?
yeah, custom PC, and then I actually made a custom enclosure right here for our capture card. This has all of our 4 HDMI inputs. This is where we do our live streams, and to be honest, we usually bring our C70 in right there. You see that empty spot?
Yes.
So that's where the C70 goes. That's another geared tripod, which lets you just adjust each
You've already
axis
sold
independently.
me on the geared tripod, okay? Like,
Have I sold you on PTZ yet?
I see a giant PTZ camera there. Tell me why. Okay.
That's why.
I see.
Basically, we have like the main camera
Show
right
the
there.
controls for that. You're using just a TV remote kind of thing.
Yeah, so this you can control it some
Oh, hey, Coco.
right here, but you get a lot better control and finer control if you use the PTZ.
But you did the rapid
joystick.
punch in on the pumpkin with that controller, didn't you?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
what
there's
you
like
can do is
presets you can do.
Oh, I see.
you can store up to 10 different camera angles, and these not only store the camera angles, you can also go into white balance, black balance, speed, exposure, whatever. So you can have a different gain for each stored camera preset.
But this is nice because we don't have a camera person with us, and when we're streaming, we used to sometimes use like a handheld camera, but there's always issues with like
Wireless issues.
wireless
or-
issues with the handheld camera. So this kind of substitutes in for that. We can have it be
So if
like
we're
a
doing
close-up
something
shot
detailed,
or whatever. Yeah,
Well, it's
and we can move
it's
around.
smart. Can you throw out the model number?
Canon CR-N500 Pro, and don't tell Katelyn how expensive it is.
I know.
It's-
it can
it's-
zoom a lot.
It can zoom in like a lot. But back here we have a lot of our past projects. Like, do you play D&D?
No, but I'm familiar with the
you wanna-
D21 or whatever they're called.
Yeah, do you want to hold this D20?
Is it tungsten? Jesus Christ. Yeah. Is it tungsten?
Yeah.
I think one thing that we struggle with this setup is the fact that the background is so busy though. Showing you a lot of the fun stuff, but it is hard.
And you're going to have a hard time with Charlotte at the field on a
Exactly.
on a PTZ camera.
Yeah.
Exactly. With the colors behind us, when it is white,
It's almost like busier. Like everything's colors are more true to color, and it like feels busier. But when we throw a color light on there, it's like, oh, this is just a bunch of purple stuff, and this is just a bunch of blue stuff.
do you think that makes sense?
It does, but
Contrast.
I don't think it's as much about the color in general, but more that you're going cool against your warmer skin tones. But the white is a warm white, and so it's flattening you. It's flattening your skin is what's actually happening.
Interesting.
Katelyn basically became the wall color,
I am the wall.
but when you made it blue, then her skin is like almost. It's not really opposite on the color wheel, but it's
Yeah.
more opposing on the color
So
wheel.
blue on both sides would almost be potentially better.
Yeah, you would want, if you're trying to get as much separation as possible with limited things, you'd want darker, cooler background and a warmer, brighter foreground.
How would we do that though in here? Because it is like I don't know if you
The
guys.
lights are right here.
The answer is that you wouldn't be able to do this. It'd have to be a
lanterns,
grid.
yeah.
You'd put the light as a key light with a grid.
Yeah.
and you could each have your own grid or whatever. It would completely change this. It would be moody though. It would be a moody scene. And that doesn't line up with your change.
Yeah, because like when we need to work here, and everything here needs to be well lit too.
Yeah. So it's just a busy shot. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
You said you saw Adam Savage. I mean,
Yeah.
busy.
That's kind of makerspace is okay to be busy. You know? But no, if you do make it blue, it's better than making it anything flesh toned at all.
I do like the blue.
Well, I also want to add, I have spots for them, but I'm going to add 2 hair lights. One over there.
That can help too.
And one up there, just to kind of
yourself,
like,
This is a cool set though. A lot of the stuff that you've done is actually pretty novel for you. Like, we've done a lot of studio tours now. First ever, because this is the thing. Like, we're not doing tours of production houses. We're doing tours of people who are making videos in their house. A spare bedroom with a PTZ console. I don't think we've done that before. So that's cool.
Wow.
If you want points for
Points.
novel points,
being weird.
preset camera movements is smart. Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing that we do, like I was telling you earlier, I'll pop this
It's
out.
also impressive that everything is streamable.
I have the, this is what's live right here, and I can switch with buttons to the top view or to the main view, and the main is the C70, so it's not here. But I say I have a preview of all the sources right here in a separate window so that I can make sure, even if that's not what's live, I can check, is this in frame before I switch to it? You know what I mean? So that's really handy.
You're running broadcast. Those are broadcast principles. As MKV.
Boom.
Interesting, because I thought NLEs didn't support MKV. Do you have to like transcode them before?
Yeah, I transcode them.
Right.
But the thing is, if the stream crashes, you want it recorded in an MKV. If it's an MP4, it can be corrupted.
Nerd fact for you.
Yes.
Do you know what MKV is? Like what the story behind it is?
I know that stands for like mallets, koza.
Matryoshka.
Matryoshka.
It's a Russian word that means. You remember those Russian nesting dolls?
Yes.
It's because of the way that the container works, or whatever, was inspired mentally by the creators, like Russian nesting dolls. So they called them Matryoshka, which was the Matryoshka, or whatever is the name of the nesting dolls.
I love that.
It's kind of cool, right?
Anyway.
More aperture 300D Mark IIs and stuff. And the blue lights in question look like they're T4Cs from Amaran.
Yep.
Amaran. T4C.
Why are you stroking our light?
This is the creepiest room in the house.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's where some of our resin pumpkins live.
Yeah. Don't mind the lube.
Amaran 300C. For all your creepy pumpkin lighting.
You want to see something else creepy?
Yes. Oh god.
Little push-ups.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Patrick, what is this? What has this series become? What are we doing here?
Man, just thinking about
Oh
this
god!
thing,
Don't make it go back.
No, turn him off! Turn him off! He's trying to ride himself. This is why I needed to come over for spotting. Anyways, he's trying to ride himself. It's all fine.
It's all controlled.
Here we are in the technology room.
This is what I tried to make work.
Yeah, this
You
is
said
ridiculous.
someone said it was really, really good.
Jack Nicholson's gun in the Batman.
So this is an 8070. It's a great microphone. Fantastic. You would want to use this if Katelyn was at a different house and you wanted to pick up her audio from there.
So I think, like you said, this has too good of a pickup and in a small room.
But for a different reason. So for clarity, for people actually interested, so this would be narrow.
So I thought that might be good to isolate our voices.
If you have any kind of just like a bad corner in your room or like some sort of pocket or some kind of standing wave, this thing is also extremely adept at grabbing that as well. And so you just find that if you're in a small room with a mic like that, you'll be like, what is this sound? Like why does it sound like something's coming out of my
It's like a laser, and it keeps
Totally.
on looking
It
all
does.
the way back at everything.
But that's not what I meant when I said large diaphragm. It's like a big cardioid mic. And it's the opposite problem.
Like these?
Potentially. Yeah, so this would be a large diaphragm. But these are dynamic mics generally and are good, but because they require close miking.
Yes.
So they solve one of the problems. There's mics that are very sensitive, large diaphragm like this, condenser mics, juice them up with phantom power, and they're the type of thing where if you were say this far away, this whole room would sound cavernous.
Yeah.
The opposite of the directionality of that other one.
Yes.
It's just like picking everything up. Where that one it's like honing in on a weird sound somewhere.
Yeah.
This is actually a good solution for podcasting, streaming, stuff like that. You got to keep it, and you
Real
can't,
close.
Yeah, you can't be doing any of this because
And
We didn't want that because then it covered so much of our faces because we were
True.
always like this.
And you probably need like either you'd need this or like a pop filter on it too.
Yeah. Yep.
Otherwise, and so
then
that
it gets
covers
bigger.
more of your
And
face.
it's
yeah.
bigger
Yeah.
and bigger.
These are some of our favorite ways to organize things. We have 2 of these.
Are we just transitioning to shelves now? We're done talking about microphones.
guess so.
Well, the thing is, we were in the mic drawer right here. Also, I have ADHD.
But no, so that
yeah.
8070 you have is a fantastic microphone.
Yeah.
But it's for outdoor. You put it in a blimp and you shoot somebody really far away, and you're eliminating road noise over here, and you're honing in on like Patrick from like 30 feet away.
Shut up about the sun!
And we have 2 audio drawers.
We just love these
Why do
because
we
they're.
have so many Zoom?
Zoom, I was gonna say Zoom
F6,
F6
yep.
aficionado and like an
But-
F8 and F3 and stuff.
Yeah.
We've gone through a lot of different.
Evan likes to like perfect something, and he's on a mission until he perfects it. And I don't think anything that we've set up has qualified as being perfected, so it's all still ongoing. So then we end up with a bunch of
You gotta set
extra
yourself
things.
up a website and get to selling, champ.
Selling stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially sometimes is that microphone over there holds its value incredibly well.
Oh, yeah.
And people will want it. So
It's expensive.
Oh, don't worry about it. No, you don't need to ask about that.
How did you catch that?
and also
Another channel.
The other channel.
We're not that type of channel.
and also AKG mics. Those are good mics.
Those are good mics, yeah.
In addition to the sticker or the label.
Here, but this is probably what.
I do like your labeling though. Good job.
Cleaners and leans.
Evan was sleepily labeling these, and he was like, "Come check out my labels." And I was like, "What is this? It's cameras, cameras and lenses." And then he tried to replace it and correct it, and I was like, "No,
It's going out like
Put it
that.
back.
this is always caners and leans."
This is our first camera.
Is that
we bought.
M50?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That's
a
a-
solid camera.
It's a great camera for the money.
for the money like that, we did the M50 was like solid.
It had a few
performance.
like limitations trying to get it to do what you wanted to do,
Yeah.
but what it could do for the money was great. This is also pretty cool, guys. Well labeled, reasonably
here.
well organized, lots of cool gadgets.
This is my favorite drawer.
This is the bits and bobs.
I really like these rods.
Great
building
rods. Really nice rods.
Clamps.
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 People show me these clamps. These are good clamps. Super clamps. Those are good clamps. These clamps.
Oh,
They're in the
those two.
garage.
This to those.
We got these.
This isn't satisfying.
We can take you to the satisfying clamp
gonna
drill
be-
later.
So, shoot all your videos, and then what happens?
And then we send them to our editor. We have a few different editors. None of them are local, so we upload everything to Google Drive. And then we send it to them, and then they send us back the edit and all the assets. And then I used to do all the editing. Now I put maybe like a day into each edit.
You do music changes. You add graphics. You adjust the timing and pacing of certain things. Also, I mean, there's only so much that if there's something like a messy bit in a video, our editors can't record voiceovers and stuff like that.
Well, they
So-
could, but would you
Might be a
want
little
Might be
weird.
weird. Might be weird.
So Katelyn is like the story master.
How recent did you stop editing?
So a few years ago, maybe, we started them on the gaming channel because we knew like I just didn't have time to edit, and it was less scary to hand that over. I think it was mostly because we wanted to start more channels. And
Yeah.
so they just got so good that we were like, let's have them edit our main channels as well and our second channels. And
Yeah.
so basically it was like, if we didn't hire editors, other channels wouldn't have videos.
Existed, yeah.
We want to keep doing YouTube as long as possible. We really enjoy it, and we knew that like mixing up the type of videos we made would make it more enjoyable, because like then we can always do something new. And so like if we're working on a project and it's super frustrating and really hard, we can go stream some games, and that's like fun and easy, or like do a second channel where we're like cooking something, and so it kind of helps balance our work that we do.
Honestly, every second channel is so fun. And we do enjoy our main channels too, but there's a lot more
There's so much
pressure and
pressure, yeah.
expectations, and we care more about like, is it a well-performing video
Yeah.
and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that a lot of people start second channels to kind of reset and have a pressure relief and not have that expectation for those videos to do as well. Does that make sense?
I think I've got it. So it's a IRS scheme. I got it.
And everything that we buy is only used solely for business purposes.
You don't have 7 channels, you have 7 tax shelters. That's what you guys are operating. That was pretty good. That's pretty good. Well, I think concluded the tour here. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff all the way around. A lot of, very niche problems and solutions. A lot of really intricately well thought out, and even stuff that I've never seen before in YouTuber applications that seems to be working really well. So, good job. It's a wacky YouTuber house with all kinds of crazy studios and stuff, and it's great. Great job all around.
That's all I needed to hear.
So I've got your final score here, but because there's 2 of you, I guess I'll just, I don't know. There we go. Okay.
Right.
I got the side that's blank.
This is the manual for our cart. I don't know how I'm gonna put it
Where'd
together.
you get that?
I was here yesterday and I went through your cupboards.
Oh.
And because you passed, I'll give you my coveted purple star. One for you,
Did you get one? Yes.
and one for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We also have been grading you.
Yeah.
Okay. Rude. That's fair. Overlapping Adam.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. What do you say to that, Adam?
Wait.
Do the cross. Do the cross.
All right, there you go.
Where's your thumbnail?
Too many shakes.